Current time, oh Hillary. 9:17 situation. Nope. 7:17. Oh, I forgot this was going on.
Hello.
Oh, I was supposed to pick my favorite time, and I just chose 7. I just chose the time it is now. I kind of ruined it. Oh, okay, it'd be alright. Yep. Deal with setting the time correctly, you know me. It's actually very accurate. I want to put that in now before I becomes. Oh, it just went 7:18. It may not have been that accurate upon further inspection. Get more ciders, bozo. Oh, okay. They heard me. They're making these ciders. The thing is, if I open and close the game again, it's gonna stop the stream. And then I'll have to send another link. So I'm not gonna do that. That's gonna be for me. It's gonna be for me later. No way is that
This is the
DSC.
story
Oh,
of a man named Stanley.
what display?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him
Is that a British narrator?
how long to push them and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar.
I love British people. Shout out to British people.
British
Something he
people
would
are
never quite
actually.
forget.
Correct.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened.
The company.
This complete
Unnamed
isolation.
company.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move
Hi,
for the
Stanley.
longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Mindy jumps curry. Hold on. Intense computer screen. Is that a sister or SM?
It's one of them. It's one of them.
Very
Alright, game.
computer screen.
Thank you. Thank you. Alright, game time. Gaming. There's a pretty good office space they have going on though, to be honest. They got the big number.
Cyber Hypernomad, what computer model is that?
I'll let him get a gander. If he doesn't answer in the next 5 seconds, he fell off. Oh, okay. He fell off. He fell off then.
Fake computer fan.
Exactly.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's a
No
thing
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
There's a thing I've been trying to do. And there's one computer, and every now and then, it has a progress bar.
Coworkers are having a party.
My co-workers... I cannot... Okay, I guess the computer didn't appear today. That's fun. I like that. Ominous store.
So many of the Stanley Parable guys on Muddy.
I'm not going through the store because I think there's still stuff I have left to do. So we're gonna leave that door alone.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Big fan of directions myself.
Door.
I want this food.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Can I go up on the table? Let's go. Table mechanics are in this game. Surely this text is legible for the bitrate. Surely.
The boss would not approve of that.
The boss would approve.
Bi-quarterly. Please don't.
Oh yeah. I was checking my phone. Oh. Me when I'm making slide. iMedia Classroom. Am I right, gamers? Gamer slides. This game has really good slide mechanics. What are your dreams of the future? I want a mitosis myself. Okay, that's enough slide mechanics. We can move on to the story again.
Hope. 39 mentioned.
Oh no, this is a good spot. This is a good spot. Ben knows about this spot.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
So that narration is a lie. There actually is something here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
As you can see, there's a wrench. There's a...
Broom up, gamers.
There's a piece of tape. Pretty good piece of tape.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
No, this is actually a really important thing to be doing. If you played this game, you'll understand that the broom closet...
There's nothing in the broom closest SMH. Get out of the closet.
I'm not leaving the closet.
I'm genuinely confused.
The narrator is saying funny things. I could have possibly cut off the narrator and his funny dialogue.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet
door
is
here.
of absolutely no significance to the story.
I'm making the choice to open this door
I
right now.
never would have thought to mention it.
I'll leave them in the closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What are we thinking? I don't like how ominous that looks, to be
Free
honest.
individual.
Yeah, that's me. Okay, we're going ominous red light, or are we going evil white hallway? I can't go back. Unless I haven't gone down
Go
there.
down to the ominous red light. Happy
See, you guys
working.
both gave me different options, but I saw Ben's first, so we're going ominous red light. See, this is why we need two people. Ben is already providing so much more.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
That's not how democracy works.
That is how democracy works. You take the person whose answer you like more.
Believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment
to God,
for
hold
no
on.
reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he
Is
see
Stanley hot?
when he looked down?
Good question.
Find a mirror.
Automatically behind him wherever he
I'm
went.
trying.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No,
Oh my
Stanley
God,
said to
it's all
himself,
over.
this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't
That could
actually
be a
gone.
move.
He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll
Can I
have
get
to
in
go
the car?
back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying
does this
and began
guy
to
shut
gently
up?
float above the ground.
Oh,
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
this game is really
One
good
he
because I
was
don't have to say
amazed he
anything.
hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
Is there even a point
And
to
while he thought it
moving?
all very odd and wondered if this
Just
voice
stand
spoke
still,
to
hold
all
on.
people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Is the narrator hot?
Stanley is as awake right
That's
now
another good
as he's
question. I
ever
don't think you ever get.
Snaily ex-narrator.
speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
He's over
After
there
all,
somewhere.
He knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
I can't
Did
really
the
like
voice not see him
turn
float
my
and make the
eyes
magical
inside my
stars
head.
just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake
open
up.
him, open him.
He felt the cool weight of the
Oh, now I
blanket
can't
on
play the
his
game
skin,
anymore.
the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job.
Good game.
Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
Danger
It's
game.
all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job, All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
Respectfully.
Everything will be fine.
Bangla.
I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be. Gathered her belongings and walked to her place of work.
Oh, there's
But on this
Stanley.
particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange
He's
man.
present.
He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension,
This game was
the rest
entirely
of her life.
cutscenes, and I'm really
She
bad
had
at
no time for
cutscenes.
this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
And then the game resets, so we just do something different. Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Movie with occasional gameplay.
Stanley decided to go
Literally,
to the meeting
literally,
room.
that's what it
Perhaps he had
is.
simply missed a memo.
It's an audio book, but you get to choose. But there's also gameplay. Now here's the thing. It's back to 0 now. That's fun. That was at 3, then my game crashed yesterday, so I'm going for new content, or I've decided.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I should just be playing Genshin Impact.
No Stanley, get out.
No, I trust the evil Cage.
Hello, and thank you for playing The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, The Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After
what it
receiving
is.
critical
In
and commercial
2013.
success, it was expanded upon in 2022.
The Game
with
Factory.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe,
Yeah,
a
I
reimagining
was.
of the game for consoles
You were
and home
too.
computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable,
Yes.
delighting audiences the world over.
That's what I wanted. I wanted that.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Of course,
well,
massive
this sounds
spoilers.
delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Just the most gigantic of spoilers. I'm
Okay,
sure
so far it's an elephant.
Say
nobody.
James.
Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Does the elevator move?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally,
that's-
at long last, it's on to
Where
the
is the
new
elevator
content.
music?
I've never been more
This
ready.
game
Let's do
sucks,
it.
actually. You know, you pointed that out. Where is the elevator music?
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
That's ominous.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Press X to jump.
I could be stargazing RN.
Okay, that's enough jumps. I got my share of jumps from that.
Wall gazing.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Good
I don't think so.
Another elevator.
I
Stanley,
got this game for
have to
free. I want
say,
all of my money.
Initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Narrator is a pre-yapper.
That's if you don't like the narrator, this game's gonna get really old really fast.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley?
Oh,
This is
it?
what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it.
I felt targeted.
I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Genshin would never.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built
There
up
is
too much
actually an achievement you
anticipation
can
around the
get
new
that's
content
called
I'm afraid.
Test Trophy,
We could
please
never have lived
ignore.
up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
What else is there?
No gimmicks.
No.
Just you and
No,
me
no.
having a great time together like always. What do you
Hey,
say,
run it back,
friend?
run it back. There's also an achievement called play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. So if I'm not at school tomorrow, that's the reason. That's what I'm doing. I'm not making it up. You can look that up yourselves. This game is noticeably not reset.
Maybe the real Stanley Parable were the hallucinations we made along the way.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to
Stanley,
show you something.
you have to vent like Among Us. Like Among Us, Stanley. Vent
Oh.
like Among
You don't want to see the
Imposter.
cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
I'll pass on the cool surprise, actually. He was mean to me. Hello? Input? Thank you.
All drama between the husbands.
I go. Okay, I feel like I'm supposed to go through the door. Because there's nothing new over here.
Old content.
Exactly. I want the new stuff.
Sheep.
Oh,
Sheep.
never mind. You're not a dork.
I don't want to be a dork. If I don't go for an event, I'm a dork. Fine, I'll go
Old
this way.
diaries.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This time I'm gonna be evil. I'll go for the
This was
right-hand
not
side
the
door.
correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Red
Perhaps he
pill,
wanted
blue
to
pill.
stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I don't know what's going on over there, but I don't like the vibes. It seems like an evil room. That's just an unfortunate one.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
G107 room.
Detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I'm trying.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you
Oh,
sit
they'll keep
looking at
coming
these
into my
chairs
room,
and some
yes.
paintings. Really worth it.
And yes, this room is quite worth it. Are you seeing this painting? Good,
At
you
this
guys are seeing.
point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Hold there.
Okay, I'm holding. Ben, can we get your
Hold all that.
commentary on the plan?
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I think Ben died. He realized how unfunny I actually am. Only just now.
There's
Oh, there we
that.
go. Yes! How long do I have to hold on
And
the
there's a
plant?
dog barking at me through my door.
How long do I have to hold on the plant frame for? Oh yeah, Ben, I did drop you a subscription, by the way, if you want to follow me back. Can we talk about doing a follow for
Until
follow,
I've drawn
kind of?
it.
So, because I subscribe to you, Ben, you do have to subscribe to me. I don't make the rules. I mean, of course I make the rules. And you gotta follow them. Do it. Okay, you can surely memorize the plant by now. I want to go back to holding down forward.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get
Okay,
back
I've
to
drawn
business.
it.
Nah, I want to go this way, actually.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
You have streamed the Stanley Parable very well so far.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Thank you. I even shut up when he's been speaking. Just for this.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Can I?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the
John.
story, to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay, I think now's a
Why?
good time to go into the vent. I think now's a good time to go in.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new
I kinda
Ultra
like the
Deluxe
imposter
content turned
right
out
now.
to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
What the hell? They added graphics to this game?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Kato's childhood home.
This game looks kind of good.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was
Pressurized
before it
gas.
was solid with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity.
Yes.
Back then, it all meant something.
Agreed.
Oh, the waste.
This game got a bath. Oh no, it didn't. It did not. It did not. Over The Last of Us. Yeah, The Last of Us didn't deserve that.
Zetzel ended in 2013. Hello.
Only good things happened in 2013. Stanley Parable and
Woo Jumpscary.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal ended. Big fan of how they had to replace steam with pressurized gas. Can't go wrong. Playing this time. It's just an actual website screenshot.
Is this a 2013 browser?
I gotta get this.
Alive in 2013.
True. Factual.
I wouldn't know.
Correct. Alright, I got nominated. I got nominated. But no victories. That means this game sucks. That means this game is really bad. I don't think this was real. And that's real.
This game reminds me of Superliminal for some reason.
It looks similarly, bad-ish. It's got that bad outside. When you look up, it's cloud. It's pretty nice, though.
In the building.
In the back. Pretty neat. Oh. Oh, hey, it's a dead guy. It's me,
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism.
Good
10 out
memories.
of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art,
Why did you-
Stanley
Yes, this-
Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A life
You guys at a World Duel Carnival.
hour of new elevator content.
Did say every game, and if Persona 3 makes the list, and I'm sure Yu-Gi-Oh! Sexual World Tour Carnival does as well. Okay, evil basement. I want to go to the evil basement. I cannot. When does this game get like a battle pass or something? Can I spin this? Hell game.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in
Is
games,
there
and
gambling?
one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
I want to go to the serious room, but just take me. Move the boxes out of the way. I feel like I'm being railroaded. This isn't good game design.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Can I go to alt?
But I wouldn't give to go back
Low poly assets.
over again. Wait, hang on.
Yeah, this game was
I
built
don't
in
recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
This game was built in the original Source engine. Like Counter-Strike Global Offensive was. That's why it looks so.
Evil Red.
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas. The extreme
No, don't listen to the narrator.
storefront for computer
Don't go
games.
down there.
I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
Get me out. I don't
Surely
want
these
to.
reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
I don't want to go to the Steam reviews. No. Don't make me go. They couldn't use the Steam, but just we all know what Steam is. Just replace that in your mind. Pressurized gas, that's Steam.
Pressurized gas reviews asterisk.
Oh, sorry.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Shut up. I am funnier than the Stanley Parable. That's a fact.
Enemies to lovers.
And the vibes really did a switch up after we got to the Steam reviews, see? That's heartbreaking. Oh, there we go, evil.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast.
Pathetic fallacy.
Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me.
Send this guy angry messages on
Steam.com. The game's
Steam.com.
dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Yeah, you should. You should.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
True, actually.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Into the water.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time
Ben,
so
what
that the
shit is
second
that?
my incessant droning starts to bore you with
That's not
just
a
the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered.
No shit
more
anymore.
listening to me
It's not a ship,
on and
it's
on.
just
No,
a
no,
giant
no. The Stanley
building.
Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable
I don't want
monologue,
to skip him.
and it goes
It's
something
not
like
Genshin
this.
Impact story.
The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming
That's
it
the only thing I'm
is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the
Spicy
end
narrator.
of time. At which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245.
Okay, if he's just speaking gibberish,
The logic of
I should
elimination
follow
working backwards, the deduction therefore.
Flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe
I'm
it
pressing
was
the skip
perhaps
button
one of my
again.
more...
Perfectly timed buffering.
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can...
Oh, the skip button
Okay,
is too
welcome
good.
back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait,
The door's
how
gone.
do we get out of here? Where did
The door's
door
gone.
go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain.
Happy white light.
Here before.
Then
How
what ship
else would
is
we have
that?
gotten into the room in
No
the
ship
first place?
anymore.
I don't think
Every
Spicy
single
burrito.
text to speech just going on at
Perfectly
once.
timed
Okay.
buffering.
like that. Do you see a
I
window
eated the
anywhere?
door.
A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere
Can I
other
press
than
the
the
skip
skip
button?
button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could say,
Press the skip button.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room.
I would
Stanley,
listen to
the door
him.
is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000
Okay,
times.
okay, I'm not
And
pressing the
there's
skip
no
button
door,
again.
Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again.
That's right, you
I
can't.
can't
Button.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
See you in 20 hours.
Here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single
Oh,
person
now I
to
feel
speak with.
bad.
And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always?
I don't
Just
feel
so
that bad.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but
Are we in Playmaker Simulator?
Wait, there's a plan?
days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past.
No, there
And
isn't a
when that
plan. I was
feeling
getting
had
all the
begun to
text messages
subside,
out of.
what took its place
of order.
is what I can only describe as
Text-to-speech
the
is broken.
collapse of every
is
moment
a
I
plan.
have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I
Dead
could see
plan?
myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and
I feel like this
disgust
plant's gonna be ash because I'm gonna press button.
It died over time. Very sad.
Where's the funny speaking guy gone?
Narrator D.
Oh, I kinda have to press the button again.
You killed him.
The fire alarm's out of batteries. I would like to get out of this.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't
This is a
enough.
metaphor
They had
for
to
some
leave a
mental
pathetic
illness.
little thumbs
You
down
don't
review
say.
and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review.
The clock fell off the wall at some point. So there's dripping water somewhere. I don't
The
like
end
the skip.
is never the end, 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 is never the end,
Let's
is
just
never the
let's
end, is
move
never
on.
the
Let's just
end,
let's
is
just.
never the
I think he died. I think he's dead now. Oh, that is much more wet than it was before. Okay. Let's go back to that corner.
If you wonder why what brain is like most times, this is accurate.
Where did the wall go? How far into am I skipping? Is the water eroding for the roof? It is. Well, I guess.
Free wall.
Yummers. It's just a... Wow, this is... That's skipping really far. Okay. So the narrator's definitely dead. At this point. Give me the plants back.
At this point I would say, you might have skipped a couple millennia or more.
Probably. I think that's supposed to be the night sky, but one would notice the complete lack of stars. That's not good. The skip button will fix things. The skip button is all. Is it gonna come back?
Light pollution.
Okay, I physically cannot progress time further than where we are now. Oh, my eyes. Eyes. Okay. Oh, the sun's still there.
Sand.
Do I have like an objective? I'm just going over it. Oh.
This is the world if game developers listen to Steam reviews. Good world.
Good world,
like
agreed. Sandworld, take me there. Donald Trump, he will
All of
make
his co-workers
Sandworld.
were gone. What could it mean?
He
Stanley
will
decided to
turn
go to the
world into
meeting room.
sand.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now what do? I'm just gonna destroy the universe. As I was... Do I get to keep the skip button? I think it's a sign. Should probably go in
Oh,
there.
good. You noticed my sign.
I did.
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Oh, I don't get the presentation again. Take me, get me out. Get me out.
You see, Stanley, I've been Denmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh! Yes. I mean, better.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Could not disagree at all. You still can't get cans on the vending machine. This game actually
Calling
sucks.
it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2...
All the fans asked for was for the narrator to shut up.
Right there. It's future
Being's the kind of person to use the skill.
Innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Is that a Google Slides? It's just Google.
No twinks on screen.
There you go.
My admission is not here.
It's just a Google Slides presentation of the Stanley Parable. I like that one. That one looks pretty nice, actually. Number 5. Big fan. Is there anything else? Anything else going on? No. What do I like this way?
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
But I know the bucket is here. Spoilers, the bucket is within reach. Real Stanley Parable heads know what the bucket is.
Bus.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Where is this button?
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game.
No, it's...
Isn't that wonderful?
Okay, okay. Prepare to hear my name.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Get up, white boy.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
I got it.
If so, then please step forward and press the button. Jim. Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Got it.
Jim. hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money.
Disagree.
Let's take a break from the gym button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Yeah, what if your name was actually Jim, though, and you pressed the button? That would be crazy.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Oh, I see the words Infinite Hall. I'm going there. Where is it?
Ray.
Infinite Hall.
Ray Shadows.
Ray Shadow Legends. Is that the Infinite Hall?
Where bucket?
I know the bucket is around here.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
I feel like they were always going to pick the one I didn't choose.
Maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
I feel like that was a lost cause. Let's see the Infinite Hall. There it is.
L.
Infinite Hall located. That's it. I can't disagree.
I can't say white man.
Yeah, I know. I got blocked.
Stanley,
The narrator just knew you was wrong.
This is in fact
Ben, I made the choice. Okay, I know what I'm doing.
That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
You never know.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions.
Is there a skip button in the hole?
Now then, since you've gotten to
I
see
skip to the bottom of the hole.
You can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
How long does this go?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
I'm beginning to
Do it on the
believe
sooner rather than later spectrum
this
of
hole may
things.
not be infinite. Come on.
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of
I'm
the
so
hole.
good at this game.
Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain.
I can't be a player of this game, DC. I would just stay there for a solid hour /
It
SRS.
isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay,
Yes!
well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley.
We aren't being burnt alive yet.
So clever.
It's not even an
I think
infinite
the
hole.
issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall?
Where bucket?
I don't
figured
know
the
where the
hole was as
bucket
deep
is. I
as
just know
anyone
it's
would
in this
actually
area.
need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport.
There was only one hole.
Up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
But if I just like stay down here, it's a pretty nice like whole surface. Meeting at 2 p.m. to everyone. From management. What else we got? We got the same letter, copy and pasted. We got
It is a very nice hole.
the lyrics to that one song. Every pause button is a Roman numeral 2. Can't disagree. New mug. I don't think he's gonna have any funny voice lines, but I think we just have to.
pills.
They aren't pills, Sabine, they're cigarettes.
Great.
He
Now,
almost-
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
IQ wanna.
A normal
Go.
person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before.
I can tell because the white
admittedly,
surface.
I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport
Let me out.
button and come join
Let
me
me
up
out.
above.
Let me
Had
out.
enough? I'm positive.
We go again!
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow.
This
Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite.
how did he lie to
I
us so
suspect that I'm
badly?
starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole...
No, don't kill the hole.
Even by the lax overall standards for accountability
I
and
feel
marketing.
like if I keep jumping in the hole, it's gonna keep getting shorter, but if I
Face
don't
purple
jump back
crying.
into the infinite
Face
pit,
purple crying.
I'm missing
Face
out.
Purple crying. Face purple crying. Face
We'll
purple
see if it
crying.
gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot.
I mean,
How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
it's not working.
Is the,
It's not
teleport
working.
button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an
I'm pressing the
explanation.
button.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's
No,
a
it's
win
fine.
for everyone. You
No,
get to be
you-
with the
you-
hole,
you
I
can
get
make
to do
some
literally
stairs.
anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of
No,
your
come
time
back. Please. Alright, well, I guess the game's over.
Kato's childhood home. No, don't kill the hole. Face purple crying. 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 Face
Face
purple
purple
crying.
crying. Face purple
bench.
crying.
Divorce arc. Good chat.
Oh, hole is descending. Hole is descending. I repeat. Minecraft area map. Change your perspective. Yeah. I like this one. That's a good one. Oh, that's a good one as well. Give me the face. There we go. Alright. Change my perception.
Face red heart shape. Face red heart shape. Face red heart shape. Face red heart shape.
I don't like this one.
Shout out to white men.
Don't like this one. That's a good one.
UFNF.
Okay, let's not go to the board dimension.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer.
And what dinosaur is that?
What happened to him? He's upside down. Now he's on his head. Oh, I like this one. This is good. This game is got a lot better.
Stanley? 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 Oh good, you're awake. It seems
No,
you had
take me
sort of
back.
dozed
No.
off there,
Take me
drifting
back.
away into dreamland.
Yeah, the
Can't
dogs.
laugh, Stanley,
There were
because
dogs.
this hole is just so darn fascinating
There were
that I want you
dogs.
to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a
And
single...
we never played as a woman.
How about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you
Take
and I
me
will
back
have
to the
many, many
dogs.
years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Yes. Oh,
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
bucket located.
Looking up
Z-
Stanley Parabola on
zeroed
Apple
in.
right now.
A common complaint
I
of
think
the
he's
Stanley
doing this
Parable
because you
was
left
that it
him
was
for
confusing
eternity.
and paradoxical.
Yeah, but
That
it's not
it
going to let me
engendered
sit
a
in the
chaotic
hole for
sense of
eternity.
reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to
Where's the
this
bucket?
fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal. And
Thomas, how many Stanley Parable fics do you
I
think
got
you've
at least 7.
the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me.
3,348.
Gotta shoot myself. Okay.
Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come
2,000 a Stanley X narrator.
Have the bucket, please. I will the
Can you
bucket.
feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
I completely
The
agree.
benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
It's got a nice walking animation to it.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
Do I know this architecture style?
I don't even know this architecture style. It's Minecraft.
Come now, you've already made your choice.
Oh.
It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to
Okay,
move
my
on from
bad.
our mistakes.
My bad. My bad. Okay.
No screenshots.
Oh, that's probably a stop. stopped recording. Easiest trophies. Free trophy. Portal level now. Receive a new trophy. No more steps. It just works. Better.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this
Can I
feature.
have
Gamers,
the trophy?
we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Feed it.
Do
Hungry
I?
machine.
How do I give it the bucket? How do I give the machine the bucket? Will that appease the machine?
It's kinda cute.
Oh, I can't do anything. So I'll just have to leave. Oh.
My Hermie out.
I mean, I
What
have
else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Dear
Oh.
asterisk.
jump circle.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Let's go to a nice round number. Alright, 30 jumps. 30 jumps is what we need. What's up here? Settings World Champion. There's a trophy. There's a trophy. There is a trophy. Set all the sliders to the highest setting. So, like this. Subtitle, background opacity. Audio is already maxed. Sorry. Trophy. Am I missing something? Okay, well, I guess we're just playing with maxed out camera sensitivity then. I don't know what I missed. This game just sucks to play this game. Collectibles. Can you find them all? I think I can.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll
So
run
how much homework do you have to do?
Good question.
And what's truly innovative is that
Zero
there will be
homework.
no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
What's if, like,
We're gambling.
I could open
No games
Genshin
good
Impact
unless
right
gambling.
now. Don't tempt me.
Jesus.
I got it. I collected it. Turn this down. There you go.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
What am I missing? I've been everywhere, really. Epilogue. Exit. Take me to the exit. I feel like I've toured the world enough.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but
If you just make
I
the
can
game
feel
have
it
the
in my
book,
soul.
it's gonna be
It's
a
going to work. There's definitely a good
guaranteed
game in there
success.
somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is.
I'm ready.
I
see
give
it.
you the Stanley Parable 2.
Apple.
There it is.
Narrator pleasing on my knees.
I mean, there's potential.
There's a hole. There it is. It's right there.
Sort
I
of-
found it.
Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
YSSS.
Oh, wait.
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Now the jump
Who am I
circle has
kidding,
to fit
Stanley?
in it.
This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
It's two.
And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love
Good
it.
game.
No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the
Is
Stanley
this how Peter
Parable
Griffin
2."
memory game happened?
Let me see if I can whip something
This
up.
is the war for Peter Griffin
All
memory
right,
game.
perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh. That's a pretty good menu screen.
Romantic Red.
Let's play the game again so that we can't see the obvious errors of the shadows. And, ruining my vibe.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Let's not watch. I'm not watching the intro again. Where's the bucket? Where's the bucket? Where's the bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
balloons,
Perhaps he
the
had
balloons
simply
are
missed a
here.
memo.
Say hello to the balloons. If the balloons are here, that means the bucket's close by.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yes. Bucket. Oh, there was another achievement that I
Where?
saw. Here, this guy.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give
Oh.
these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
I have to say, I'm
16.
still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
50, 1, 2, 3, 4. I lost track.
42.
I lost track.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost.
Why don't you put 20 bucket touches into door 417?
Whatever you say. Where is it? Where is door 417? There it is, like, E.
Such a simpleton.
Okay, great. Now, go touch the bucket on door 437 a few times.
This won't be the quick, it doesn't actually want me to walk into the door multiple times. 437, there you are.
Yes.
A few.
Now we're getting somewhere. How about door 415? Give it some bucket love.
I'm trying, where is it? 4 and 5.
Now back to door number 437.
Got it. I can only move so fast.
You know, I think the copy
Narrator is actually the door.
Why don't you rub the bucket on it a bit? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Not a big fan of the vibes.
Okay, now bring the bucket on top of employee 419's desk.
Let's go.
Yes, this is great. Now the bucket knows exactly what it's like to be employee 419. Now, let's introduce it to door 416.
I'm going.
We've almost got it. Now make the bucket and the copy machine touch again. Finish it off, Stanley. 5 touches of the bucket on
this
door
modern gaming?
430.
This movie video
Yes!
games.
We did it!
I got the trophy.
Wow! That felt amazing.
Trophy.
You know, not all buckets will get this kind of experience.
That's it. I got an achievement for that. That was an achievement that I got for doing all of that. So it was worth it. How have 7.5% of players earned the trophy where you have to not play the game for 10 years? The game's not even been out for 10 years.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Happy people.
Entered the door on his left.
I'm going to the door on my
This was
right.
not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Okay, so what I've gathered is when you pick up the bucket, all
And
the
here it
dialogue
was.
just
Had the
comes.
bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no,
Out the bucket.
never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
There's a Stan Loreen over there.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Serious, sir. Will I survive the jump if I jump down now? And the bucket will break my fall.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death,
Bucket clutch.
that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Alright, that's enough Stanley Parable for the day, I think. That's enough Stanley Parable gaming.
Yeah, Genshin.
Do you actually want me to put Genshin on? I was thinking I'll just go play Destiny 2 by myself.
No.
Okay, thank God. Alright. What does that say?
I'm fine with anything.
Alright. Ben, I'm sure you will be playing the Stanley Parable 2 after today. After I've spoiled, like, all of the new stuff. There's a whole base game. Let's go. Oh, you know what? True, he also has the don't play the game for 5 years achievements because he hasn't played the game. Hold on, I'm just checking like installed games right now. They have quite a lot of variety. You know, we have Fall Guys. That game still exists, I think. I don't have that. No, I'm not spending money on that. Who do you think I am? Alright, I have Warframe chores to do, I've decided. I don't have War Thunder installed.